Welcome back to Nightlife. Well, my guest tonight's truly an outspoken guy, and he's been in the midst of the movie scene, the music scene for over the last 20 years, and has truly earned the title of being one of a kind. Please welcome Frank Zappa. Well, welcome back to Nightlife. I gotta tell you something. You know, the other night I'm sitting at home reading February's issue of Music Technology.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, yeah,
Just
sure.
like many of you out there.
Yeah, like everybody in America that night. No, I did, and I don't get this magazine, but I did read the article. And there's something, you know, really, the idea that you use this, what do you call it, a synclavier?
I call it a synclavier. I don't know how they pronounce
Synclavier?
it. Yeah. Synclavier.
Synclavier or synclavier? Now, in layman terms, because I don't read this because I'm not technological at all, what is that?
It is a computer with a keyboard and a typewriter terminal and a screen, and you can either play music into it on the keyboard if you can play the piano or just plunk things out, or you can type it in and then you push a button and it'll play it back to you, what you did, or it will show it to you on the screen just like musical notes, or you push a button and it prints it out as printed music.
Now, you can play any instrument with this.
Right.
You can program it
To be any instrument you want.
so you can write something and then make it a trumpet or the piano section or anything you want, all from just one person sitting at this keyboard.
Right.
Now, you think this is like a better way to generate new music?
It's a way to generate a certain type of music, which is probably too difficult for human beings to play. Well, there are certain things, there are physical limits as to how fast you can move your fingers, how long you can blow a note, how high you can play, how low you can play. These are all physical limitations of musical instruments.
And you can overcome it with this?
Yeah.
Did you ever write something for musicians with this and then have them try and play it?
No.
But you think that if they did, they would miss? In other words, you could write it that no one could...
Yes, I'm pretty sure that they would miss. Yeah.
Would you rather work with this than musicians?
It's two different worlds because I write a lot of different kinds of music, and the particular kind of music that I'm working on with the machine is really designed for the machine. It's not designed for people. So what I've done is this company has made a machine that can do special things. So I adapted my writing style to the machine. Working with musicians is a completely different story. It's a combination of going to summer camp and being a psychologist and then doing music. Different story.
Now I listened to the album. Now this is the Jazz from Hell album, right? This is your latest album, and we've never done this before in Nightlife. We have the video from it, from G-Spot Tornado,
right.
And I want to show that video of this music made on that machine, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay?
Okay.
So watch this. This is the whole video from this album. That is visually one of the wildest things I've ever seen, and audibly one of the wildest things I've ever heard. And right after we take a break, I'm going to ask you what the hell was all about.
Okay.
Okay? We'll be right back after this.
Nightlife will be right back with David's guest, Frank Zappa.
Now, first of all, the name G-Spot Tornado.
Yeah.
Now, how'd you come up with that name for that video?
Well, I had a little help from Dr. Grafenberg, and then you add a tornado to it.
And that's what, when you saw that, you thought, that's the name for it?
No, when I wrote it, I said that's the name for it, and then the pictures came later.
How do you match that? How do you decide what pictures to put with the music? Like you look at like the telephone poles, you say, well, I'm going to put telephone poles here.
All right, well, first of all, let me tell you what the pictorial material was. The stuff of the twirling
amusement park?
Yeah, amusement.
Yeah.
That was shot 8mm in 1961. I shot that. In fact, I shot most of the stuff that is in there, and it's 8mm that's been transferred to video. And the way it was done, it was in a layer where we took the carnival footage and just figured a sync point for the beginning of the music and started it off. And there was enough of it that it would run all the way through the piece. And then the other material was on a second machine, and I flash cut it. And then that was like one pass through to get, because you hit the buttons on the rhythm and you can make it go in there. And everything that didn't work, we went back and tweezed it and replaced all those shots. And the whole video could have been completed in about 3 hours if it weren't for the fact that a guy in the machine room wasn't watching the chroma on the vector scope. You know what I'm talking about? The circular thing where the things that look like sunspots blasting off the side. When there's too much red in the picture, it won't broadcast. So he wasn't watching, and we had coronas leaping off the side, and so I had to go back
and do the whole thing over?
No, not do the whole thing over. We had to go another generation and turn certain things down. But it could have been a very fast, cheap, easy production. It's about a $5,000 video.
$5,000?
Mm.
But you already had the footage, though. It's $5,000 if you had the footage. If you had to go shoot the footage, it'd be something else, right?
Well, all you got to do is get an 8mm camera and go to the LA County Fair.
Now, how about all the people that you see subliminally, like flashing and...
That was also that was shot around 1959. That's Captain Beefheart and his family.
Who's Captain Beefheart?
Who's Captain Beefheart?
Yeah, Captain Beefheart and his family. That's his kids, that's everybody.
Well,
how about the stomach shot?
The stomach, that is Terry Wimberly. He used to play piano in this band that I had in high school. And the girl with a Kleenex under her nose was Beefheart's girlfriend at that time. That was Lori. So it really is, it's a bunch of home movies that were all cut together. And that's that.
When you were back in the 60s, let's go back to the 60s.
Why do you want to go back there?
Because I want to ask you a question about that. I don't want to go back to the 60s, but when you had the Mothers of Invention now, if you would have had that machine then, well, how would have changed what you were doing then?
You mean the Sinclair?
Yeah.
If that would have existed then, I probably would never have gone on the road. I would probably still be stuck in a room typing on it.
So you would have produced all that kind of music and
Yeah, but I mean, there's...
Isn't it kind of isolated, though? You sit there and you just work on it and you do it all yourself and you're away from it. Don't you feel isolated doing it that way rather than go out there and...
Well, look at it the other way. I feel sorry for you because every day you have to be social and congenial.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that. I get
you're right, you're right.
I sit in my room and I go like this. I mean, don't some days you come on here and you go, I don't want to talk to these people.
Yeah, I wish that I could have a machine that would be here and it would say, hi, Frank. So how's it going,
You want to know something? This machine could do it. And I'm not joking, because it's a sampling device. It makes digital recordings of individual sounds. So you could put all of your questions like, how does it feel to be fill in the blank? And then you could sit here with a keyboard, and if you hit a C, that would come out. You could sit there with gaffer's tape on your face.
And just hit the right thing. Who was the first to hire you? Who was the first to enjoy you? Just fill in that blank.
Absolutely. And what you could do is contact New England Digital. I'm sure that they would be happy. I mean, I'm not a part of the company, but I think they might rise to the challenge of providing you with the opportunity to do the first sampled interview on television.
That would be wild. We ought to try that. But right now, I got to do it as a human. We'll be back right after this. Look, we only have 5 seconds, so I just want to ask you, what do you think of the Iran scam?
Okay, remember, 2 Republican administrations, 2 stinkers. Don't let it happen again. When are you gonna learn?
Frank Zappa, good night.
Some of the guests of Nightlife stay at the UN Plaza. Enjoy what New York has to offer, then experience the hotel at prices above the rest. The United Nations Plaza Hotel. For reservations, call 1-800-228-9000. Transportation provided by Esquire Limousine, New York's most prestigious limousine service, where the service performed is truly personal. When in New York, call 212-737-7000 for Esquire Limousine service. Tomorrow night, David's guest will be singer and actor Ruben Blades. I'm Dan Ingram. Good night.